Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Gates Weekly Recap. It's a recap of the best soap on television, Beyond the Gates. I've been gone for a couple weeks. I really missed Fairmount Crest for the last 2 weeks. I'm really glad to be back on the on the show talking about our friends and enemies in Fairmount Crest. Let's start with Samantha as she continues to prepare for the debutante ball. She's very happy that Donnell, Vanessa, and Doug's son is going to escort her to the debutante ball. She's very happy about that. And he's happy to do the job. So that's very good. The plasma investigation is heating up even further. Jacob is very deep undercover. And, until today, at the end, he had no contact recently with Naomi. She keeps telling people that he's out of town for some training. He told Grayson that he got in some financial trouble. That's why he's involved in the investigation. He had to make the pickup at Garland Memorial last week, and Grayson turned out to be the contact. I knew he was going to be. I knew it. Everything screamed of Grayson being the contact at Garland Memorial. We're also talking about, the with the plasma thing, Grayson, he made the pick, Grayson made the transfer to Jacob. Jacob made the pickup, but then Jacob called him and he told him that no one can know. And, that he's working to make money because he got in financial trouble, which we know he isn't. He's undercover. But he also told Grayson, if I go down, you're going with me. So don't even think about calling. Smitty, who's also involved in the investigation, he uncovered the plasma scheme in the first place. And then alerted Jacob, who in turn told his dad, who's the police chief, the dirty police chief, Elon. But he hates that he has to keep secrets from the kids, Samantha Terrell, and Martin. Samantha's beginning to realize that what he's working on could be dangerous, though, because she mentioned it to Nicole, and Nicole, in turn, talked to Smitty about it. And, so I think something's going to happen to either Smitty or Jacob. I don't think they're going to get killed, but I could see one of them getting shot or injured or something. But I think something's going to happen in that regard. When they met for this another pickup, Grayson and Jacob, two things. Jacob said, we cannot meet this way in the elevator. Everybody could see it. And Jacob also told Grayson that he needs to break up with end things with Ashley, because look, Ashley had broke up with Derek. They were engaged because Derek wasn't honest with her. What is Ashley going to do when she finds out that Grayson's involved in an illegal plasma scheme that could put people's lives in danger? I could see Ashley, though, being her logic, saying, well, he was doing it to help his mom, even though it's illegal, and he lied to her and everything. But also, I think just the way they're working her in, the hospital administrator, who's making more and more appearances, if you notice, I would be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet that she is the head of the plasma scheme. I would not be surprised that she's the head of the plasma scheme. And I'll tell you what else I wouldn't be surprised. Not that I'm 100%, but I also wouldn't be surprised if she's Joey Armstrong's sister. Absolutely, I wouldn't be stunned at that. Says he lost, contact with her, but I wouldn't be stunned if she turns out to be his sister. Vanessa got an offer from Pamela to be featured in a business magazine about powerful and successful women. And Vanessa was excited about it at first until she found out there was a vetting process, and then she had to turn it down because she knows that if they vetted her business and her dealings with Joey would come out, and the money laundering scheme and the escort service and whatever else, Joey is involved in. So she had to turn her down, and you could tell she was very disappointed. Vanessa is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters on the show. I really like Vanessa a lot. Vanessa is up there with Danny to me and Chelsea. But the free clinic finally opened. It was named after Doug. And Vanessa's daughter, we finally found out who she was and what she looked like. Deanna returned from Banneker. And after the opening of the clinic, she absolutely lost her mind. Deanna did, and verbally attacked her mom in front of a lot of guests at Uptown. And blatantly came out and said to her, "Are you sleeping with Joey Armstrong?" She went on for several minutes and just tore her apart. Vanessa was obviously devastated. And she even asked her, "Where were you when Dad got killed?" Doug, Vanessa's husband. "Where were you when Doug got killed?" She said to her. And that's the thing. I mean, Vanessa has no idea. But what is going to happen when Vanessa finds out that Joey had Doug killed? That's still something that's out there and is hanging out there. And, that's not going to change. He had Doug killed. And eventually Vanessa's going to find out. And, oh, boy, that's going to really be disgusting and a mess when Vanessa finds out. Derek, he continues to work at the clinic. He's very proud of the opening. And he says he'll continue to work there as long as he can have minimal contact with Leslie. After the clinic opening, Joey also told Leslie to stay away from him now that the clinic's open. He wants nothing to do with her. And then after the outburst by Deanna, Vanessa went to the casino. And, she's very upset. And can you blame her? Her daughter absolutely humiliated her publicly. I mean, she did. But Vanessa told Joey, "Look, I want to know more about you. I want to know as much about you as you know about me." And Joey didn't want to tell her, he's very hesitant at first, but he told her that his father was a mobster. He was part of the New York mob. Sounds like he was a numbers runner, maybe more. And that Joey used to go on, go with him to pick up numbers, and stuff. And, Vanessa asked him, did you want to go? And he said, well, I really didn't have a choice. I went. And so Joey also revealed that he had a sister. I believe he said her name was Anna. I could be wrong. I'll correct myself next week if I am. But he says he has no contact with her. That's why I think that the hospital administrator could possibly be her. This made Vanessa very happy that he was honest with her. She told him she loved him. And I'm just thinking the whole time she's telling him this, oh my God, wait till she finds out. Wait till she finds out that Joey had Doug killed that night. Well, they were in the Caribbean. He ordered Doug killed before he left. And when Vanessa finds that out, this is just going to be awful. But like I said, I think the administrator could be the one, but don't be surprised if Joey's sister shows up in Fairmount Crest at some point. And because if she's such an asshole that Joey doesn't want anything to do with her, I mean, people who've watched soap operas for a long time, she could be on the level of Cassadines and things like that. So she could be on the level of Helena Cassadine. Or Alexis on Dynasty. I really wouldn't be surprised if she shows up soon. They don't, on soap operas, they don't mention people unless they're going to show up. They usually don't. I also haven't got it out of my mind that there's a possibility of Andre's parents still being alive. I haven't seen a lot of Andre and Danny lately. A little bit, but not a lot. No major real storyline with them. Danny is going to start modeling. But I wouldn't be surprised if Andre's parents are alive. They had to disappear. They got involved in something and they had to disappear, and they've been gone all this time, decades. Don't be surprised. Soap operas are. But so Kat continues to think that she's the center of the universe, which, we've known since the show came on last year, that Kat continues to argue with anyone who disagrees with her, even slightly. Nicole tells her, and I love this, Nicole tells her that she's starting to act like Leslie because of her obsession with Leslie, and it's taking over her life. And I think she kind of might have possibly taken that to heart for a minute, but then it's gone because, Kat was looking for a place to live. Vanessa tried to help her. She wanted to move in with Tomas. He said no, because she had turned him down before. So because she's, she wants to move out because Chelsea and Madison are engaged. So she finally moves out. She finally finds a place and she's going to move in with Vernon and Anita. And so Chelsea and Madison could have their privacy. I thought it was kind of funny. Kat doesn't want details ever revealed about her, but she tells Tomas that she's better off not living with Madison and Chelsea because Madison is a screamer. And even what made it even better is Chelsea confirmed it. It was so good. And then of course Kat tells Chelsea, because she tells Tomas she could sneak him into the mansion. She tells Chelsea that Tomas is not a screamer. So it was pretty funny. But, you know, when she tells him that she's moving in with them, Tomas just tells her that, you know, cancer treatments can be tough, and it's a hard time watching someone with it sometimes because his mom had it. And of course, you know, Kat is offended by it, you know, typical Kat. And he, you know, she gets all offended by it, but they straightened it out. But I mean, come on, is Kat really going to help Anita that much? She might, though. She is her grandma, so she might. But Anita is starting to show side effects of the cancer treatments. She's sicker than she was before. She's mentioned that she can't stay away from the toilet, vomiting. Her hair is gone. She's been wearing scarves over her head. I'm just very happy that the producers and writers are portraying this the way it is. You know, they're portraying it the way it is. And hopefully people, you know, women will get checked for breast cancer or to see if they have the BRCA gene. I think it's a really good, I really like how they are portraying this storyline on here. But it should be interesting, Kat living with them. You know, Martin came and paid a visit to Vernon today, and they talked about his campaign. And he talked about how he wants to run for Senate. And Vernon's all for it, but he thinks he should finish this campaign for Congress first. And then, but of course, because a couple big Democrats asked Martin to run for senator. So there's that. Nicole continues to date both Kyle and Carlton. I could be wrong, but it seems as though she's moving closer to Kyle at this point and further away from Carlton, but that could change. I mean, Carlton's been out of town, supposedly at some, I don't know, getaway family birthday reunion, some crazy ass thing where I don't know why, if he's serious about Nicole, I don't know why he didn't ask her to go. But you know, I think Kyle's the more likable of the two. I just don't like how Carlton swept in as soon as he had a chance when there, you know, were problems between Nicole and Ted. But speaking of Nicole and Ted, Shanice continues and Ted continue to build their relationship. I like them as a couple. I do. I like them as a couple. Shanice is also helping Ted with some rehab. You know, we found out when Derek was injured that Shanice is amazing at rehab. Like she's the best rehab person at Garland. So Ted pulled his hamstring in the basketball game with Andre, Kyle, and Carlton at the club, you know, a little over a week ago, maybe almost 2 weeks, where Kyle and Carlton nearly came to blows, but Andre stopped them. So, and like Andre told them both, the last thing they want to do is get in a fight over Nicole because that will turn her off. And he knows Nicole. Like, you know, Ted and Nicole raised him after his parents were killed. And I know that comes out of nowhere, me thinking that it's fake, but I've been watching soaps a long time. And, but so Andre, basically said he knows Nicole really well. And he probably they should not fight Kyle and Carlton because that'll turn her off. And I think it's right. I think it's true. So we haven't seen a lot of June lately. So we see her at Orphe Jeans Orphe Jeans. And she's a happy presence. And, I'm hoping that they have June come. I don't know if she can. I don't know what the club rules are or whatever. But I'm hoping that June gets to come to Samantha's, coming out party. I think that would be really cool, for June, who a year ago at this time, she's living on the streets. And Jacob and Naomi helped her get her life back together, got her the medical help she needed, got her off drugs, reunited her with her sister, and then reunited her with Terrell and Samantha. So it would just be a nice conclusion of the whole thing if she could be at the debutante ball to watch her daughter, I guess, graduate into society. It would be really cool. But I don't know if there's a lot more this week. I'm just so glad to be back with everybody. I love talking about this show. I can't believe it's been a year already. We're into March. We're into the second March. We've had 2 Februarys already. We're into the second March. And the show is just, I've not got bored with it. And I'll tell you, I'll get bored with a soap if it's not exciting. And this show is definitely not exciting. It's been a great show from the beginning. It continues to be great. The writing is amazing. The production values are top of the ceiling in daytime. And they just have really good actors and actresses, right? I mean, come on. There's been one recast. One in a year. In the first year of a soap, one recast is almost unheard of. So I just love the show. And I'm glad that we're back now talking about it. The reason we had to move to a different time is I have baseball. Baseball started up. And I am not free at 3 in the afternoon Eastern anymore. 9 o'clock at night is a better time for me. I won't be rushing. We'll talk about the show at length. And we'll probably be doing it at 9 o'clock. I would say at least into August, if not all the way through August. And then we'll go back to 3 o'clock in September, during the fall and winter months. But I'm glad, like I said, I'm just glad to be back. But until next week, hopefully I see you back here next week. And until then, maybe I'll see you somewhere around Fairmount Crest.